My name is Aislinn Keenan, and this is my 4-slide presentation on the importance of data analytics and how it controls the world today. During this first slide, I just wanted to mention my first business analytics course, which I just finished up last semester. It was a basic intro to data analytics within the business world. We worked primarily out of Excel using a program called Risk. And with Risk, I was able to learn a lot about optimization, market basket analysis, and simulation, which I thought was especially interesting. And in order to practice these materials, we had to utilize big data from companies such as Amazon, Netflix, local grocery stores, and even my own university, Villanova. And so what we were able to do with that big data was have an understanding of not only how to use software such as Risk and how to perform basic analysis, but also really understand how it applies in our own lives in the real world today. After finishing my first business analytics course, I went home for winter break, and I found that I had a very different view of the way that I thought in the world. For instance, if I went to the grocery store, I identified different ways that the layout on the ground floor was influenced by data analytics, because if I saw a croissant package next to the strawberries section, I would assume that a data analyst had found that weird relation, because how else would the management know that there were interesting trends within their customer base that would influence customers to want to buy both croissants and strawberries at the same time. I also found that when I was online shopping for my second semester textbooks, it was kind of interesting to be the subject of an analytics in the works, because I had spent so much time looking at different customers and their behavior in old Amazon data that it was really interesting to find different products suggested to me, because I am just another number in the huge amount of data that's out there with Amazon. Something else that was a lot of fun was telling my relatives that I had decided to major in marketing and analytics. Many of them didn't know what business analytics was, nor did they quite understand how influential it is in all aspects of the world today. And so I had a lot of fun explaining to them how business analytics probably affected even their own businesses, whether my aunt who worked at a bank or my own father who works for a engineering company. They all found, after talking to me, that they did have analytics departments in their companies and might just not have been aware of them. Finally, watching advertisements, I definitely saw how obscure sometimes advertisements can be, and now I have a better understanding that perhaps there are analysts working for different companies and telling them, hey, we don't quite understand why, but we've analyzed your big data and your customer base is primarily interested in subject A or subject B, so maybe you should utilize that to promote your product. Finally, I just wanted to give a quick mention here to how data analytics especially influences my own life. I am a type 1 diabetic, and I have been since I was 2 years old, and it's a very tough disease to manage because you have to constantly be monitoring your blood sugars. But recently, there's been a device released called the Constant Blood Glucose Monitor, which is featured here on the screen. And essentially, it just monitors your blood sugar all day, and it keeps that data and sends it up to a big cloud, which I just recently found out is then sent out to an analyst team who compiles all the big data and creates different profiles with gender and age and activity level and how their blood sugars are compared to the person. And then the analysts send it out to a research team who then uses that information to help them better understand type 1 diabetes and how it behaves in the human body. And I have found that especially intriguing because as a type 1 diabetic, I never thought that I could make a difference in my own disease, because I wasn't especially excited about the sciences, so I didn't think I would be a doctor or research in the science sense. But now that I see how important analytics are for scientific research, I'm very excited to potentially tap into that aspect of the business as well.